everyone, this is Dawn. Welcome back to my YouTube channel and welcome to another Makers with Heart video hop. This month, the Makers with Heart are featuring the October stamp of the month called From Owl of Us, and it features a thin cut that coordinates. So you have the option of just purchasing the stamp alone for the usual $5 with any $50 purchase, or you can buy the bundle that includes the thin cuts that coordinate with these owls at a discounted price. Okay, so I have loaded 3 of these little guys into my MISTI along with that branch, and I'm going to stamp them out in black ink on white daisy cardstock. I'm going to show you how to make 4 cards, kind of coordinating cards with this set. And so I'm going to stamp them all out, and then I'll be coloring them in with tri-blend markers. So we'll get them all inked up and stamped out, and then off camera I'll do more. Okay, so I've sped this up super fast. I'm just going to start the coloring, and then the rest I'll do off camera, and then I'll cut everything out with the coordinating thin cuts. All right, so this one I want it to be a fall oak branch, so I'm coloring it in various yellow browns and yellows and some brown orange. And I wish I could color this fast. So just adding color to the leaves and coloring everything in. So I'm going to do some tone-on-tone stenciling for backgrounds. And these are thank you and birthday and holiday themed as far as the sentiments go with this set. Okay, so now I have everything colored in and cut out, and we can start making our backgrounds. So I've got my Altenew sticky mat for stenciling, and the first color I'm going to use is Sundance. All right, so this stencil, it's a slimline stencil, and it's from Stencil Pack 2 from the Essentials catalog. And it's got this nice floral background image, and I'll show you how to use it to create an A2 size card instead of a slimline. Okay, so I am using some masking tape, and that area that the width of the stencil does not reach, I'm masking that off so that I don't over stencil and over ink that line there. Okay, so I'm doing tone on tone, so I'm using Sundance ink on Sundance cardstock and a blending brush, and I'm just blending over the stencil, and then I'll peel off that masking tape, and then I can shift the stencil over and continue stenciling my background. So before I start adding ink, I'm going to go ahead and put that piece of masking tape back down after I line up my stencil, so that I don't ink over that edge onto the part that I've already done. So I'll go ahead and fill in the rest of that side. And then I have a nice background piece for the first card. Okay, so now I'm going to use a piece of Journey. These pieces of cardstock, they're all cut at 4 by 5 1/4. I'm going to use a black base, so they'll have a border of black around them. Okay, so I'm doing the same thing, same stencil, and inking with Journey. So you've seen it before, so just gonna speed through this pretty quick, and then we'll move on. So doing one side, pulling up that masking tape, shifting the stencil. I'll place my masking tape back down and continue to fill in that pattern. Okay, next one, I'm going to use some jade cardstock, and this time I'm going to use the Christmas Florals embossing folder. And before you run it through, you'll want to spritz the back of your cardstock with some water to keep the cardstock from cracking. And mine cracked just a little bit, but I'm not too worried because I'm going to stencil over it and it'll fill in those little white bits. Okay, so this has some layering stencils that stencil over those embossed areas. So I'm just going to use a couple, and the stencils are set up so you can do multiple colors, but I want this all to be tone on tone. So I'm using the same color ink on the same color cardstock, etc. Just keep in mind that these are 3 stencils that you can use whatever colors you want with. So I'm lining them up, and I'm going to fill in the little veins of the leaves and some other details with this stencil on this embossed piece. Okay, so I'm using jade ink on jade cardstock and just inking that up, and you'll see it kind of come to life there. All right, this is the next layer. I'm only going to use 2 of the 3 layers for this one, and this fills in some more of those veins and stems and little bits. So we'll go ahead and ink this up. I think it takes on a really interesting look when you use tone on tone. Okay, so we'll go ahead and complete the stenciling with that one. And then we'll move on to our next. So peel this off. Pretty cool. Okay, next one is Candy Apple, and I'm running that through. Same embossing folder. And this time I'm going to use the stencil that has some larger openings for the poinsettias. So I'm going to use that one, and then also the veins. I'm only going to use 2 of the 3 again. So I'll go ahead and secure that down with some masking tape, and then I'm going to use Candy Apple. So again, tone on tone, Candy Apple ink on Candy Apple cardstock. And the camera really doesn't pick it up, but you do see a lot of definition like you did with that jade colored one. It's just hard to see on camera here, but you do see the details with the ink. And then I'll go ahead and start with the next layer. And sometimes you have to flip them around to figure out the right positioning to make sure it's lined up correctly, and go for it. So I'm going to fill in some more of those little berries and veins and stems, and then we'll call that one good. So I'll have all of my backgrounds done, and then we can start building cards. So this month, all of the Makers with Heart are featuring the Stamp of the Month in their projects. And I'm excited to see what everyone has done. So be sure to click on the playlist at the end of this video. Okay, so now I've got all of my little owls colored in and cut out. And then I have cut out some circles in black. And then these are just leftovers from, I made a bunch of shaker cards with glitter paper. So I went through my stash and pulled those leftovers. Keep your scraps. So I've got a whole bunch of circles that are already cut in gold and silver glitter paper. So I pulled those. I'm going to use those. And I'm just kind of laying things out on my card front here. I feel like that gold glitter circle kind of looks like a moon maybe. And so the owl is sitting in front of the moon there on my card front. Okay, so now I'm going to stamp my sentiment. And this one, since it's a light colored background, I can stamp directly to this background. So I'm going to stamp "Thanks for All You Do" in black ink. Okay, so now we can start building our card. So I'm just going to bring in a card base. These are from the value pack. And it's an A2 size, so it's 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. And then I've pre-cut all these bases in black, also at 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. So I'm just going to glue everything down and layer it up. But before I put that stenciled piece down, I want to add this branch, okay, because it's hanging over the edge there. So I'm going to go ahead and put everything down first. I'll glue that glitter paper, and then I'll glue that whole circle. looks like I'm using a lot of glue, but this is a really fine tip applicator. Okay, so then I'm going to go ahead and put that branch down. And like I said, it's hanging over the edge there, so go ahead and place that down, and then I'll flip over and trim off that excess. And then it's ready to attach to my card front. So go ahead and glue that down. And then we'll add our owl. So cute. So I'm going to pop the owl with some foam tape. And have the owl just sitting on the branch there. And we're going to call that one done. So cute. So I'll have some close-up shots here. Thanks for all you do. So cute. Okay, next card is this beautiful Journey color. Okay, so since it's a darker color, I needed my sentiment to pop, and using ink right directly to that card front, it might disappear. So I'm going to lay everything out and see what everything looks like first. And I'm deciding if I want to use that white glitter or the silver glitter. And just laying it out to see. Decided on the silver. And I need something that's going to pop as far as my sentiment goes. So I'm going to heat emboss in silver my sentiment. Okay, so I'm inking up my stamp that says Warm Wishes in Versamark ink. And then I'll sprinkle some of this embossing powder. Now I forgot to hit it with my anti-static pouch. So don't make my mistake, because I had to go through and off camera brush off all that excess, the powder that was sticking where it shouldn't have. So, but I cleaned it up and I think it looks okay. So I've heated it up with my heat tool and melted the embossing powder, and we're good to go. We can start building this card. So I've got my black base down, and then we'll go ahead and add that Journey piece on top with that black border. And basically the same as the other card, we're just building and gluing and layering everything up. So we'll go ahead and add this circle, and then we'll add the owls. So one owl, the larger one, is going to go down with glue directly. And then the smaller one, I'm going to pop with some foam tape so that it can kind of overlap the other owl. So they're sitting close together. Okay, we'll call that one done, and here's some close-up shots. So cute. Warm Wishes. I love the way that background looks with the tone on tone. Okay, next card, we're going to use this embossed piece, and since it's embossed, I can't stamp on it directly, so I'm going to stamp on another piece of jade colored cardstock, and I'm going to stamp in black ink, and it says Happy Owlidays. Since it's holiday colored elements there, we'll make a holiday card. Okay, so I'm just going to trim around this, and then I'll dovetail each end to create a banner. So to dovetail, you just cut vertically, and then you take each corner to meet that snip. Okay. And then I felt like it was disappearing, so I decided to bring in some more of that gold glitter paper, and I'm just going to add to that banner. Okay, so we're just layering everything up with glue, and then I'm going to layer up this banner and then trim around on that gold glitter paper just to give it a little more accent. And then we can glue that to our card front. Okay, and then we'll go ahead and layer up the circles. And then we'll add our cute little owl. And with the texture of the embossing folder, wet glue works the best to attach everything, I think. And then we'll pop our little owl with some foam tape. So cute. And add our sentiment. Call that one good. I love the bright colors in these cards. There's some close-up shots. And then we'll do our last card. Okay, so we're going to do the same thing. I've got some candy apple cardstock, and I'm going to create a banner here. So stamping out Happy Holidays in black ink. And then we'll trim around this and create our little banner. And then I'm also going to bring another piece of gold cardstock in to accent that. We'll create another little banner flag right by the sentiment. We'll bring this one in and create a banner. So I will make a list of all the supplies that I use with links in the description below. And this stamp set is available during the month of October with it's $5 with any $50 purchase, or a discounted price if you decide to get the whole set bundled with the thin cuts. And if you're a VIP, there are special prices for you as well. So check out my website for more information. Super cute stamp set. And be sure to click on the link at the end of this video, and also I'll put one in the body of the video for information about the Makers with Heart and the projects that they've done with these stamps and thin cuts. I'm excited to see what they come up with too. Okay, so I'm just gluing everything together, just basic gluing. And then we'll layer in those circles. And again, this time I'm keeping the background. I haven't put that down yet because I want to trim off the end of that branch. So I'll flip that over, trim off that excess, and then the whole panel can go on the card front. And then I'll pop my little owls with some foam tape. Get them sitting next to each other, all Christmassy. Okay, and then I'll bring in all my cards here so you can see all four, and I'll have some close-up shots in a second. So cute. If you haven't subscribed yet, please hit that subscribe button. I would really appreciate it. And then you'll be able to find all of my videos. And here's some close-up shots, and then all four cards. And thanks for watching.